Hi everyone, my name's Joe from Joe Pro Deco. Now I want to continue on the subject of preparing the Osb boards for product testing. Now I thought this would be a good chance to show you what the Graco Ultra airless handheld sprayer can do. Now this is ideal for smaller jobs, for example for doing detailed cornice, coving, doors, panels, very small ceilings, and even small areas of emulsion. So what I tend to use this for is for, like I say, detailed cornice, ceiling roses. I've even used it for trim, so I've even used it for skirting boards, doors, door frames, etc. Now because mainly my business deals with domestic decorating, which is a part of Joseph Elwick Painting and Decorating, I have to have very different types of sprayers. Now this one, like I say, is very handy for smaller jobs, but I'm also in need of a larger pump which will do jobs like ceilings, walls. It'll do full refurbs, full houses, at a breeze really. So that's a different sprayer that I'm going to be looking at later on one of my videos, which is the Graco GX-FF. Now the beauty of these new ranges are, including this handheld, it can take what we call the FFLP tips, which is fine finish low pressure tips. So we can turn down the pressure, we can turn down the volume on the pump, and it can still spray with a fine finish and a good quality finish without the actual pressure in the pump. So it's a very good idea from Graco. Other companies do similar things. Now, I'm not an expert on these sprayers. I've actually been using these now for about 12 months, you know, and I'm getting more and more familiar with the products as I go along. But while we're on the subject of doing this, these Osb boards that I've been doing, and hopefully you've all been following my videos, and in preparation to do a lot of product testing on various water-based adhesion paints, primers, and glosses and satins. So right, what I want to do is I want to give you an update on the Osb boards. So here we are, these are the Osb boards. Now I don't know if you can remember, or you can refresh by going onto one of my previous videos, but that's what they look like. So there's an example. That's how I started. Now I've done a second fill and a second sand on these after priming originally, and as you can see, the boards are very smooth. Now I've just done a test spray, which you should always do before you do a main spraying job, just to get the fan pattern right and to get the consistency right. And as you can see, that one's fine. I'm using Ronseal all surface primer undercoat. To be honest, that's the only thing that I had lying around, so that's what I'm using. You can use any primer undercoat if I'm honest with you. So I just want to show, that's one finished. So if I take you over here, I will show you one that we haven't done yet. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to do one coat with the spray machine, and I'm going to do one side of each board, and then when we flip over and do the other side, we'll be using a different spray technique. We'll be using a different sprayer. That spray is going to be the Wagner XVLP as opposed to the airless. Now the beauty of this airless is it's a lot quicker than HVLP, sorry, mincing me words, HVLP and XVLP. This is much quicker. It pumps out a lot more paint in one go, so you have to be faster with the actual movement of spraying. So I just want to give you a quick introduction into spraying with one of these. Now one of these will take you back about 500 UK pounds. They're not cheap. So if any of you DIYers out there are thinking of doing any spraying, it's probably a good thing to start off with if you're going into airless spraying. But I would say it is more difficult to use than the bigger machines. Now this does take a little bit getting used to when you're cleaning it out. A lot of people say it is a bit awkward to clean out. Me personally, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's quite easy myself. I don't have an issue with cleaning these out. They're quite quick, although it is not as easy as the XVLP that we're going to be using at a different time. So just a quick look at it. There you've got your spray guard, which is a rack spray guard. You've got your FFLP tip. Now the tip we're using today, I don't know whether you can see it, but it's a 310. So 3 basically means the width of the fan. So you double the 3 at the beginning, so it's a 6-inch fan. And number 10 is the orifice, so it's the hole. So it's the amount of paint that it lets out. And like I say, the 3 is the fan pattern. So we're using a 310, which is a 6-inch wide fan pattern, which I think is going to be ideal for these boards today. So what I want to do is I'll quickly go through the machine. That is prime. So when you always need to prime the pump before you use it. So you fill the cup with your liquid, your paint. You open that cap there as so. You squeeze it to let all the air out of the cup, and then clip the cap back on. Now that's pressurized, which means you can use it upside down. It's a brilliant invention for these. You can use it at all different angles, whereas the older one that didn't have a pressure cup sucked in air or lost pressure when you turned it upside down and so on. So that is a really good added bonus to this latest model of the handheld. So good work, Graco. Right, so we put it into that position, which is spray. Now these tips are fully reversible, just like the blue rack ones. So if we do get any debris in the paint and it gets jammed, you quickly turn the tip round and you give it a spray. It clears out the tip and then you put it back round. I may have to show you that during this process if it gets stuck, but let's crack on with it, guys. The setting I've got it on is 6.5 to 7, which I think is powerful enough. Like I say, you don't have to have it on full whack when you've got these fine finished tips in. Right, so what we'll do is we'll change it around, obviously, because that one's done. That one's done. We'll get a new board, put that in place, and this is how easy it is, and this is how quick it is. So we've got the guard turn round, so the fan is going to go from left to right, so horizontal, not vertical. So what I'll do is, so I've just gone up and down. I've overlapped by about 50% on each time I've gone up and down. You always overlap. It's just like when you're rolling a wall. So then what I'll do is I'll quickly turn the tip around so it will do vertical. And it might be a bit confusing because I did say horizontal, and then I went up and down vertical. So it's because of the actual shape of the fan. The fan was actually horizontal, which means it's best to go vertical on the motion. It's the opposite way around. So now it's horizontal. Now it's vertical, but I want to go and do a horizontal pass. And that's it. That's how fast it is. So as you can see, a hell of a lot quicker than brush and roller. But with a sprayer, it does take a lot more preparation. So you have to clean the machine out, you have to prime it, you have to get your fan pattern correct. But when you've done all that, it does save a lot of time. And it takes a bit getting used to. But I love it. I mean, personally, this machine is absolutely fantastic. I've heard a few people, you know, complaining about this machine, and I'm wondering whether they're doing everything correctly by the instructions, because I follow the instructions, I do everything that it tells me to do, and it's never let me down. I mean, I don't even get any, very, very rarely get any blockages in it, because I strain the paint before I use it. If it's a new tin, I warm the paint, I thin it slightly, I do everything I can to eliminate anything going wrong, and that's what you've got to do with spraying, guys. That's what I've worked out. So there you go, just a quick introduction. I'm going to put this down. I'll quickly show you another one. Quickly show you another one. Put that in place. And do one more. So we put the tip back again. There you go, guys. So that's a little introduction into the Graco Handheld Ultra. Also, you can buy an Ultra Max, which will do oil-based products as well. This particular one just does water-based products, which I only use generally. So I'll see you later, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you again. Bye.